Hi everyone, it's Nick here, and I'll be looking at the big news for today. That would be Monday, the 7th of August. So the weekend, well, a couple of movies dropped over the weekend that I've been looking out for. One of those, of course, is the Dark Tower adaptation of Stephen King's book. Wow, it's not really getting any sort of leeway over here. Last week, the critics completely toured a new one. It's sitting on 18%, that's 18% on Rotten Tomato, and only actually pulled in $19 million. Now, that is, okay, I suppose we have to also look at the fact that this weekend was probably the worst weekend. I think it actually was the worst weekend for 2017's summer season. So, okay, yeah. But it's still $19 million on a movie that people have been really excited about. I was really excited about this when the trailer dropped. I haven't read the book, okay, so maybe I will enjoy watching the movie. I think a lot of people are hating on this because they are expecting it to be similar to the book. And sitting at a very short, I think it's 95 minutes long, you're not going to get a Lord of the Rings experience from this movie, which is a dreadful pity, if you ask me. From what I've heard from my colleagues and friends, it sounds like a damn good story that you can't put into one movie. And you have two very good actors in it as well. So, yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment, I think. What else has happened? Oh, the Emoji Movie is still there. Less I say about that, the better. And yeah, I mean, Dunkirk is doing very, very well, but I think we all expected that. It's a epic movie. I sadly haven't seen it yet. I've actually been in Ghana recently, which is why I haven't made any videos for the last week or two. And yeah, the Christopher Nolan movie is sitting on, what's it, 62 million, 314 million so far, a worldwide gross. That's not bad at all, considering it was only, I think, 100 million to make, or 150 million. So he's making some serious money at the moment. Other movies which I'm quite surprised about that are still around are things like Despicable Me 3. I mean, this movie has gone on to make $879 million. What? Those annoying little, yellow fucking things. That's a lot of money. Apparently they've brought in over 3.5 billion. That's how many this trilogy or three movies has brought in. So good for them. That's impressive. I don't particularly like it, but I'm sure the kids out there may enjoy it. Another movie that is dropping out of the sort of top 10, sitting at number 9 right now, 278 million, would be the fantastic for the Planet of the Apes. I think we gave that a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite movies of the year, and I'm sad to see it going, yeah, and not making anything near what movies like Despicable Me 3, which will be forgotten about when they make number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. So yeah, I mean, the Matt Reeves War for Planet of the Apes, definitely go and watch it if you haven't seen it. I'm sure by next week it'll probably disappear out of the top 10, and it's only been going for the last couple of, month or so, month and a half. So that's quite a big surprise there. Atomic Blonde came in at 45.8 million. That's not too bad, I suppose. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but I think people are just, yeah, well, I'm not going to go into it because I haven't read too much. I want to go in with sort of fresh eyes. It looks fun so far, or at least the quick trailer I saw months ago looks not too bad. So yes, that was the sort of box office from yesterday, well, from today, covering the last couple of days. One thing that's just happened now, or just landed now, is Josh Brolin's first look, of Cable in Deadpool 2. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with it. He looks badass. I was kind of sad that Stephen Lang didn't get the job in the first place, but Josh Brolin is definitely my second go-to guy. I'm sure a lot of other people will disagree with me. But he's looking pretty cool. He looks awesome. I mean, I don't know the comics, as I say. I'm not a huge comic person, or comic reader. But he looks badass. He looks awesome. I mean, the fact the gun is, I don't know, the size of his torso is quite fun as well. And yeah, I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun kicking the merc with the mouth about. So yes, I'm looking forward to that immensely. Other things that I was quite surprised about, the sort of a sequel to Karate Kid. Well, it's not really a sequel because there's been 3 movies and then cartoons and a whole bunch of other things that have come out. Now, this is the story of the 84 classic, of course, starring, Ralph Macchio is now 55 years old. My God, that makes me feel really sad. I can't believe actually how long ago this is. But anyway, so they're making a series now. It's straight to YouTube. YouTube's Red Channel. You pay for that. And it's a 10-part they've already bought, and it's set obviously now with the original Karate Kid and his nemesis. And it looks like it's going to be a comedy. I'm not sure about that. I'm not so sure if it's going to work. But hey, we have things like Jean-Claude Van Damme, JVCD. He did quite a cool Amazon movie recent, sorry, series, and that looked fun. Maybe it's martial art. I don't know. I have no clue. I just don't see why they have to bring it back. But I suppose they've been out of work for a long time. Can't really remember anything they've been in recently. Another movie that they're going to be doing a reboot. The last one was a series. Karate Kid is a series. This is a reboot of Cannibal Run. I really am at a what? Why? Why would you need to remake this? It's a fantastic classic movie, starring a whole bunch of actors, and now they're gonna mix it up with Ocean's 11 and a Fast and the Furious vibe. Yeah, I'm not down for that. I'm afraid. I don't know if it's gonna. I really don't think it's gonna work. To be honest with you, and I'm not excited at all. It just seems to be doing something for the sake of doing it. Just create some new fucking IPs for goodness sake and stop copying people. Other news, Captain Marvel will not be in the Avengers, however, Avengers Infinity War, of course, but apparently it will be linked to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I really loved the first Ant-Man. It was a sort of sleeper Marvel movie that I really enjoyed. Very funny, Paul Rudd was fantastic. So yes, she's not going to be in the movie. There's a whole bunch of, not conspiracy, but theories out there as to how and why she hasn't been in any of the Marvel movies right now. Maybe she was in the, what do they call it, the quantum zone or whatever. So I'm sure they'll come up with some contrived way to bring her in and sort of excuse why she hasn't helped out the hero so far. But I'm looking forward to that. It's 2019, her solo movie will be. But we are looking forward to Ant-Man, which comes out a month or so after Avengers Infinity War next year. So that's going to be quite fun. I think that's going to be very interesting. Other news that sort of stood up for me today. Shame. Chris Pratt and his wife are actually separating now legally. They're going to probably get, well, not probably, they are getting divorced. I've been together for 8 years. I know it's not a big thing, but I really like Chris Pratt as a person, at least from what I've seen on TV and interviews, etc. And the Hollywood romance has come to an end after 8 years. So I think it's quite sad. They've got one kid as well, one boy. So yes, that was a sort of quick roundup of news today. The big thing I'm taking away is Josh Brolin looks awesome. And we'll see what tomorrow lands.